As much as I consider myself a fan of the MCU, I can't help but notice the damage that the Loki series is doing to the MCU. Even in just the first episode, they've basically have done away with the foundation of the MCU. I mean, they took away, free will in the MCU. How is that gonna work? They've built up the multiverse, and we're talking about it, and now they're saying that there were 3 lizards who made the MCU timeline, the sacred timeline, and that is the only way they'll let things happen. It just so the all the hints to a multiverse were basically nothing, and the series is probably going to end with Loki destroying the TVA, and then the multiverse doing whatever. But it still damages everything that we knew about the MCU. Now, if Tony Stark didn't decide to become Iron Man, he just would have been melted. He just would have not existed. Now, if Thanos would have won in any of the 14 million and whatever versions of that Doctor Strange saw in Infinity War, if he would have won in any of those, they just would have melted him. There's no choice in the MCU now. There's no stakes. It does so much damage. And then they start making comments about using Infinity Stones as paperweights. It's not like we just sat through 20 freaking movies waiting to see how these stones were going to affect the whole universe. I mean, sure, you can say that they were introduced in Avengers 2, Age of Ultron. I think that was the first time they mentioned the stones. But they just go and say that people just use them as paperweights. It breaks the lore so much. This series is doing irreversible damage in just throwaway lines. Oh my goodness. There's so much damage that this has done that even by the end of the series, even if they do away with the TVA, the damage is done. It can't go anywhere. I mean, maybe if they say it never existed, but it's you still saw it. It's still, oh man, it's not even like in the show. They put Loki on trial, and then he brings up the fact that the Avengers were the ones who went back in time and took the Tesseract and gave it to him because of their actions. And they're like, oh no, we liked that. That was supposed to happen. So there's no rules to whatever the TVA is doing. It's just whatever they feel like. It's whatever the 3 lizards decide is the sacred timeline. They even say that you could be just be melted for, like it said, starting an uprising or just being late to work. So there's not even any definitive reasons for why they would do it. It's just whatever contradicts the timeline. Can you see the damage that this is doing to the MCU? If you do anything out of line, then you just get melted. And I don't know why they say melted. They just turn people into goop. It doesn't make any sense. But there goes my hope for at least one good Disney Plus Marvel show. Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys on that note. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.